Hello everyone, my name's Larry, aka Simidad. I hope you're all well. Welcome back to the channel, welcome back to Fixer Up a Farmer, episode 5. I hope you're all well, hope you've had a great week so far, whatever you've been up to. We are back in new Endeavour4x. Episode 5, baby, let's go. Alright, it's been a busy one. So far on the series, we have cleared ourselves a little clearing of in the forest to place down our house. We have done a little bit of forestry off the back of that, putting the logs into a sawmill that we've got up here. We've got loads of trees lying around that still need to be processed. And then the last 2 episodes have been absolutely, hands down, consumed with grass work. We have cut so much grass. I don't know how well you'll be able to see it now, but I've been working hard. Basically, you can sort of see the little line there. Sort of all the way here, where the difference in textures are. So basically all the way over there, all the way over here, we cut across the last 2 episodes. We cut them and collected it all up. Between last episode and this episode, I worked through the night to pick it all up that was left, because we only managed, in one whole episode, we only managed to get just over half of the field picked up. So in real time, this has probably taken me the best part of about 5 hours real time to get all of the grass picked up. Now, there was a considerably larger amount of grass than I thought, but the upshot of that is, if we hop into our productions, we've got 982,625 litres of grass in the production. We've got 109,500 litres of silage in the production. That's just one production, so that's 1.082 million. I'll call it 1.1 million. And we had that's wood. We've currently got just under 60,000 litres left in this production for silage, and currently that was up to 100,000 litres when we started, or when we before we bought this one. So close to, probably not exactly 1.2, but within the realms of 1.2 million litres of grass that we got off that field, which is absolutely astronomical. My initial estimate was 100 to 150,000 litres of grass. I then cautiously upped that estimate to 500,000 litres of grass. And yeah, it was just a crazy amount of grass. So that is going to do us pretty nicely. If we look in time saving stock check, at the moment, the silage that we've got, 110,000 litres, is worth 23,728. So we're probably going to be looking at, I would say, about 230,000 euros worth of silage once it's all processed, which, gotta be honest guys, not bad. We've got 125,000 litres of wood, 125,000 euros worth of wood in our sawmill production. That's producing through currently to wood beams. I was looking at, I did mention about putting another one of those sawmills down at some stage to concentrate on producing the things, because one of the things I said I wanted to do was build one of the constructible houses, and that uses stuff from a sawmill, like planks, wood planks, beams, amongst other things, cement and stuff like that. So one of the things I had mentioned was about putting another one of those down that would solely focus on actually producing the items for us. We'll leave that one running as like a monetary, keeping our finances ticking over for now. And then we could put another one down and use that one to make our pallets of stuff that we actually need for the house. Now, the house is going to be a long-term project, because I was looking into it a little bit. I was watching a video kind of tutorial thing, and you need like beams, planks long, cement bags, roof tiles, furniture. I think some of them you need like the prefab walls as well. All of those require a production to do that. So we will have to kind of figure out what we do about that, because obviously we're gonna have to like make money to put those down. So it'll be a long-term project, but I'd like to get it finished before the end of the series. If we hop into the sales real quick before we get started, that is to say as well, just back on the grass collection, I worked it out and I did probably 75 trips with the pickup trailer that we've got. So as soon as the opportunity presents itself, we do want to get a bigger pickup trailer. Now, we're not going to be doing that every time, because on this episode we're going to be starting the job of making some fields. So all of that grass work that we did is not going to be like an every year thing. Probably the only time we'll do any kind of grass work on that scale again is when we buy another piece of land with grass. In terms of sale items, not a lot going on here. Nothing really worth it so far. Ooh, hello. What's this? Holland harvester. These are the plant potatoes. That is potentially an option, because I was looking at pig feed mixes, and one of the things that some of the pig feed mixes want is potatoes. So we are potentially going to be looking at wanting to have a potato setup. Right, what's the window for potatoes planting? Potatoes plant in March and April. Do we want to take that risk, or do we want to straight up as they come? We've got enough power for it. I am gonna just jump in and buy that. It's 29,786. That does drastically reduce our cash down again, but it does give us an option. We can always sell it back if we decide against it. But for now, that will do us fine. Yeah, like I said, today's episode is going to be predominantly ploughing up some ground. I've hooked the Fendt up to the plough. We are all set up on the GPS, so we want to allow create fields, and we want to place that. I'm going to come up a little bit. Sort of want the field to be in line with that bit over there. Right, and we are away to go. So we should be alright here. We've got the power in the Fendt. Seems to be pulling it, no problem at all. Obviously it's early in the day yet, so still a bit darker than I would like. We could put the lights on the tractor. You could see where we're up to. Yeah, we're basically gonna go, I think, along here. Kind of want it to go along sort of as far as we can with it. And then I'm gonna potentially do something that's a little bit of a curveball in a minute. I'm gonna run back down to the other end and lay out the other edge of our field. Do that like that. One thing I want to do, and I can't recall if I mentioned this already or if I mentioned it on another series. As we're creating fields, next to each other, I want to make sure we leave in a relatively healthy gap between the fields, because otherwise, in my experience, it does have a tendency to mess with courseplay just a little bit. I think that's going to be absolutely fine. Do want to spin around and get a clearer run up. The reason we're not going further down, I know we mowed further down, but obviously our main entranceway to the farm is here, or is going to be here. So we don't want to mess with that too much. I want to sort of go, we'll drop it here. Should be fine. So this will be the width of our field. It's quite a long one. I think this first season I'm probably going to chuck in some grass. So we do kind of want to have we do sort of want to have ourselves some, we do want to have some grass work or grass to cut, because we want to be able to make the silage from it to sell, basically. So, because although we've got an absolute buttload of trees to deal with, they aren't going to last forever. So it's kind of makes sense to kind of protect our income, because eventually everything that we are growing on the farm or on our fields is going to be for the pigs that we're going to get down the line. So yeah, we do want to just sort of be a little bit cautious with that. So we're going to just kind of try and tie this up nicely here. Should be fine. Now if we turn the line round, go to 270. On that line we want. On that line. Didn't come far forward enough. Fine, so there. Leave it like that for a little sec. Go and cut the other end in. What we'll actually do, it makes a lot of sense to do this, is double cut this end. And we've got ourselves sorted ourselves out for as quick as I was expecting it then. Fine. So we'll leave that for a sec. We will come back and tidy that end up in a little minute. Cut the other end in so then we're clear where our ends are of the field. Yeah, I think with the mowing and with the cutting and grass and stuff, I think I just massively, completely underestimated how much land there was here. I think I come back up here. We'll spin around a little bit. Sort of a cleaner run then. I think in hindsight, I think if I because I think I said something about maybe like 3 to 5 fields, but I actually think you probably could get like 6 to 8 fields on here, depending on how big you wanted to make the fields. Now the thing is, as much as I do want to expand eventually when the time is right and we've got money and everything, I do legitimately think that given the sheer size of this land, we could probably actually think about not having to expand the farm, because I reckon we've probably got enough land on here that we could get away with making enough of everything that we need. And because the other thing is, obviously I'm running it on 6x speed. I think when I initially kind of came up with that rule, it was based on, at that time it was based on it being a regular 2x map. So I want to make the fields like decent size, but not like ridiculous to the point of it takes so long to do any work on them, you know. I want to get back on this track here. Marry this up. Yeah, like, you know, 6 hours, 5 hours to row up, sorry, bale up, not even bale up, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. 6 hours to forage wagon pickup is kind of ridiculous. Turn this back around now. Get this back on the 0 marker. Absolutely fine. That will do, and then should be good. We'll just be cutting in here. And obviously the beautiful thing about this is we do have a direct drill, so we should be able to just drill straight over this without needing to cultivate it. We have got a cultivator, so that's absolutely fine. But I'm pretty sure that we won't actually need it for this purpose. Come on. I'll be interested to see now, once we've created this field, once we've ploughed all the sides in and all of this is one field, whether field info mod will actually be able to tell us how much land we've got here. Because yeah, like I said, it's a pretty it's a pretty hefty bit of land, and I'd like to know how much the acreage is, whether it'll tell us that or whether it'll just tell us the complete acreage for the entire plot of land. I think, if I'm not mistaken, think the acreage for said plot of land is total about 60 acres. Just going to tidy this corner up a little bit. Beautiful. Beautiful. Yeah, that's all we're going to be doing now for the rest of this episode. We're just going to be ploughing this bit of grass in at least. We're not in a mega rush. We've sort of missed a spot there. I'll have to go back and look at the recipes again because I was looking at some pig feed mixes because that's the way I want to go eventually. I'm sort of planning on going big on the pigs. And I'll have to look at the recipe, but I know some of it was like wheat, which we'll have already missed the window for this year. So I kind of think this first season, I think it makes a lot of sense until at least next harvest to just focus on stuff that's going to make us money. And then what we'll do then is second season, so essentially what will be year 3 then, I think, will be the year that we get the pigs, get everything set up in terms of getting a crop in the ground and stuff. So when it comes to, because obviously whatever goes in these fields that we're going to make now, we'll have to just be a little bit kind of careful about it, I suppose is the right way to phrase it, because I want to time it just so that, as if you have a look at the map here a second, not the map, the calendar. Yeah, man. So the planting window for wheat there, look, is September, October. I think canola was another one that we might potentially want, so that's August, September. And there is potatoes was definitely one, and I can't recall the other one off the top of my head. Soybeans potentially. So basically what we want to do is make sure that the fields we've got allocated or kind of determined that we're going to have canola and wheat in, if we put a crop in there now this year to make a little bit of money, I want to make sure that whatever it is, we can harvest it in August. Otherwise we're going to run the risk of being in a situation where we we've got overlapping crops and delaying ourselves, you know what I mean? So I think what might be an option or might be a potential is that we have a think about maybe putting grass in the canola and wheat field. I'm just looking at stuff. So for example, potatoes, could put potatoes in, as long as we put them in the first day of March, they should be ready to harvest in August. We get them out the first day of August, seed on the second day of August. like soybeans, for example, we should be fine. If we put a soybean, we could put soybeans in our field now. I think what I'll probably do is I think we'll put sorghum in whichever field is going to be the wheat this year coming. Because if we put it in the 1st of April, it'll be out the 1st of August, or in the month of August. And then that frees us up for September to seed the wheat. We'll put soybeans in the soybean field because that's fine. We can store those. And then we might just put grass on the canola field. And then could put could do something else. Could do we could do a crop of oats or something. Yeah, that might not be a bad idea. Cool. All right, so yeah, we'll we'll come to that anyway. So the main priority now, basically for the month of November. What I don't know, sorry, I keep going off on a tangent. What I'm not sure about is kind of working through the winter. In terms of, what I mean by that is the ability to plow and stuff in the winter. I know I pretty much can't seed anything. On FS25 it was kind of temperature based. So if the while that's doing that, let me just check. Grass. There you go. Yeah, November is the last month, so that's fine. So we'll get it in here. But yeah, so if we get the grass in, we'll plow this episode and then see what time it is when we get done with this ploughing. We may even get the seeding done this episode. And then what we'll do over the winter initially is we'll map out our other fields in this area and make a plan for what we're going to be seeding come the spring. And then what's left of winter, I'll use that time kind of off recording to chop down some more trees and stuff, clear some more way in the forest, because we want to start thinking about getting a building down and that kind of stuff. Obviously for the off-camera stuff, my sort of thinking is I'm gonna have to be checking the store basically every day, just in case there's anything we need. At the moment I can't really think off the top of my head what exactly we need should it come up. But what I'll do in that scenario is if something does come up that I end up wanting to buy or buying, then I will kind of show that on camera. I'll record that and pop it up on the top of the next episode then. Not because you know, I think that not because I think that you will distrust me, but I don't want there to be any kind of feeling, you know, I want this to be, this is me legitimately trying to struggle through with used equipment. I don't want you to think, oh, he's had this massive tractor, where's he had that from? We're doing all right, I think, generally. We seem to be sort of, excuse the pun, but ploughing through nicely. You know, we're making enough money every month. Obviously, once we're ready to sell, at the moment, the smaller fermenter over there is set to selling. The larger fermenter, the 2-tower fermenter there, is just set to storing. So I don't know when I'll switch that over to selling, because we haven't actually got any need on the farm for the silage. We're not getting cattle on this series. We are doing pigs. So it is going to sort of be just purely a money maker. So it's really not I'm not keeping it for any reason other than it's just sitting there. We've got 27 grand's worth there now. Another thing, actually, I just remembered. On the last, I think it was the last episode, we were talking. I'd sort of said I wanted to find out if that sawmill was a side-by-side production or if it was a split production. It is a split production. I did the maths on thing. I let it run for the hour, and it was exactly half of the total hourly production each output. So I switched it back just to wood beams because wood beams sell for a higher price, and you know, it is a money. That sawmill is purely there just to generate money for us, so it makes sense to have that as the main one, given that it's the one that's worth the most money. Now, another thing that is interesting, and I don't know if I missed this in setting up, but according to the time-saving stock check tab, we have a pallet of seeds somewhere. Now, I don't know where said pallet of seeds are. I don't recall buying any seeds. I'm wondering if they were there from the setup or from the starting equipment. Or if you play the map with the starting equipment. Another thing that I was sort of humming and ahhing about is at the moment I've got stones turned off. Now, if I want to be producing as much as I can for my farmhouse, see, one of the outputs is cement, bagged cement and bagged bagged cement and concrete blocks and roof panels. Those all need a cement factory. Now, I found a little mod, looks quite cool, little cement on farm cement factory mod, which we'll use, but it does require stones. And there's two ways to get stones. Obviously, one, we turn field stone on, and we collect up the hope that a stone picker comes up in the sales, and we can pick the stones off our own land. The yield is potentially quite low, and we are going to be needing quite a lot of stones to make quite a lot of concrete, because I think some of the steps need like 10, 20, 30 pallets of, maybe not 30, but 10 or 15 or so pallets of concrete, or cement bags, sorry. So I don't think that we're going to have enough stones from our land to produce enough concrete. It would certainly produce enough to kind of offset the purchase, because the other way of getting it is going up to the warehouse in town and buying it. Now, that would be quite an expensive way. Someone did the maths. If you bought all of the required ingredients to build the houses, it comes up at around 400,000 currency to do that. And obviously, we've got a house down already, a temporary house, so we're not really in a rush, and we don't even have to do it, to be honest. I just sort of wanted to do it because it's a new feature. I don't know if it's like a gimmicky feature or what. I don't really know generally how people feel about it, but it's a feature nonetheless, something they've added in, so I just thought it was worth trying. Obviously, we've got a lot of wood to dispose of, so that was a handy way of getting rid of some of the wood. The other way that we can get stones is there's a mod version of it, but I also think it's something that exists in the base game. Is like a debris crusher, and that basically you put that down, you pay to put that down, and then you once that's down, that will spawn stones. It's basically like a production. It doesn't cost anything to run it, in the sense of you don't have to, I mean, it does cost, so you don't have to put anything in it, basically, is what I mean. So you don't have to bring anything to it to turn into stones. You just activate it, you pay your monthly production cost, and then it will generate about, well, depending which one you go, I think it's like 4,000 or 8,000 litres of stones a month. So that's the kind of other way to go, is to kind of place down one of those debris crushers to get the required stones to power the cement factory to make the stuff that we need there. But if we're a ways off from that anyway, so if you've got any thoughts about that, do let me know in the comments, and we can sort of think about that. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, Bob. Yeah, once this is ploughed in now, we've probably got another three rows to go. Once this is ploughed in, we should be able to go and fill our, get some seed. To be honest, we've got store deliveries on, so I might just get some seed delivered to the farm. And then we should be able to just just seed this straight in for grass. And the way it's going, I don't want to get ahead of myself, but the way it's going, we are looking likely that we could probably get it done on this episode. But once we get it going, because the game should recognize this as a field now, we should be able to use the in-game GPS to do it. Which will be cool. Just a little bit of a hilly bit here, but that's fine. It does get up there. It's got plenty of horsepower as well. This would almost be the perfect plough for me if it was straight. But it does what it does, and it's doing still better than the kind of traditional ploughs. Turn our lights off because it's actually midday. Also waiting for that to turn up. No, we won't. So it seems to be a thing actually. As soon as I enter a menu, that's when the hailstones come. The annoying hailstones. Which apparently was fixed in the last patch. Now I am running the latest patch, but obviously I am running it through the Game Pass version, so I don't know if the patches are different or what, but confirm with Mr. Farquhar that we're both running the same version, and I've never seem to have it quite regularly. Right, we are nearing completion of this field, which is good. I think I underestimated the amount of rows we had left by 1. I think I said we had 3 left when we got 4, so shouldn't be too much longer. Then we can get it seeded up for grass. I'm sort of wondering if we maybe would have done ourselves a favour to extend the field out a little bit, but it's all good. It's absolutely fine. One thing we do kind of want to bear in mind when we're kind of planning out the rest of the fields is we do need to keep in mind for field access, which that will come anyway, because obviously we're kind of trying to be mindful about width between the fields anyway, because we are wanting to use courseplay for a little bit of stuff just to kind of help us out. And courseplay has been known to have, on the FS25, I used to have issues with courseplay if I kind of ploughed 2 fields too close together. It would detect the 2 fields, despite the strip of land between them. If it was too narrow of a strip, it would detect that it was 1 field rather than 2. So I think what I'll probably do for spacing is Ola Haldor's road kit is a nice bit of kit that doesn't form the ground. It just kind of sucks to the terrain, if you like, for want of a better phrase. So I think what I'll do is maybe put one of those down as a kind of guide of how wide we need the gap to be, and then hopefully that should do enough to keep the spacing wide enough that courseplay would recognise them as individual fields. Obviously, with doing it like this, there's no field numbers or anything like that, so we will be kind of shooting blind from that respect. In terms of, we'll have to kind of come up with our own naming system. Alright, let's go. Last row. So one thing I always must remember to do, which I have been known to forget in the past, is once we get to the end of this row, I do want to turn off allow create fields, because I don't want to put this down anywhere and then leave a big old gouge in the ground. One thing we will check, got a little save screen here. Hopefully it'll clear before you're ploughing off into the distance. Come on. Let's just get to the end of this row and then we can look. All I wanted to look at was whether that seeder, whether our Fiat Agri over there is powerful enough to pull that seeder, or if we need to use the Fendt. Ooh, we're nearly there, and our first field is nearly fully created. Go. Lovely stuff. So let's turn off limit to fields. That's what we want. So let's drop this over, stop this over here. So let's have a little look-see. We want to look in this menu here. And our seeder is the... Nope. That one, yes. And it's 140 horsepower, and the Fiat Agri have got 60, I think. 160, yeah. So we should be able to pull. That's fine. So we'll leave this over here for now. Beautiful stuff. Get over there and we'll grab our Fiat Agri tractor. Once this one is empty, we are going to be getting rid of it. Take that off, because we don't need it. Yeah, I'm sort of wondering if I should have brought this grass field over a little bit, but it's alright. We'll see how we go. We've always got time to expand it down the line if we want to. Right, so let's have a quick look in the store over here. Nothing of any real use. Although that is interesting. Well out of budget. If we got that, we'd be looking at having to get rid of one of the others. That would give us a bit more power options down the line. Vent turbo shift is worth 67. There is a temptation with that because if we that is a very big temptation to do that. Basically, my problem with the Fent is that it's decent enough, but it basically it doesn't have the gearing seems to be a bit out on it. It seems to struggle. Anyway, what I wanted to buy was some seed. I'm going to mull that over a little bit, but I'm genuinely contemplating doing that. Let's buy that. Let's do that. Get that loaded in. I'm going to swap that to us. Now we need to get the GPS set up. I think to do this you need to hold down H, I think. And we do, I think it's the steering assist mode. Show lines on, cruise control deactivation. Red lines automatic. I think I want to leave the lines on all the time. I think it's 3 meter. Probably don't want to have. If it wants 5 headlands, quick direction automatic, that's fine. Airlines, cruise control deactivation. Okay. So we just want to start somewhere in the center of the field. So we will oh yeah, that's the wrong one. That's the one we want. And orbital, sorry. There we go. I think we are chugging away now. There we go. So yeah, we'll just see how this gets on now. So yeah, what I'll do is I'll chuck a little bit of music on, and we'll just stick a little montage of this on, because you've already seen me ploughing this bit. So
bad things happen to good people. None of us were ever really born equal. Only one life, there ain't no sequel. Some people live, others stay fearful. This world ain't never been peaceful. You got good, always butting heads against evil. The good try to be fair, but the bad lethal. They gon' fight dirty, every single one deceitful. Stand up, I wanna see your face. Get your chin up like you belong in this place. We gon' train like you've never trained before. You're going up against something that you can't ignore. This ain't a game, this your life that we're playing with. There ain't no reset button or an off switch. You gotta face your fears, you gotta scratch the itch. You gotta break through the walls and get after it. Only time will tell who's gonna make it. I promise you, I'ma be the one who's gonna take it. I fight, I provide, leaving blood on the pavement. If you're up against me, then you better be praying, cause I'll keep punching till my knuckles start breaking. I'll keep going through the blood that I'm tasting. I won't stop till they've all seen greatness. The battle for my world just started, I've been waiting. Villains and heroes, only time will tell who will win and who will fail. Villains and heroes, no there ain't no one else. Pick a side by yourself. I got this, there ain't no going back. Leave it all on the battlefield, push the attack. You can't stop me, I'm obsessive. A lot of people think that I come off aggressive, but I'm just passionate. Why aren't you? Ain't nobody care if you got nothing to lose. You gotta put yourself on the line, make moves. Otherwise you'll be a sheep with the lions watching you. Only time will tell who's gonna make it. I promise you, I'ma be the one who's gonna take it. I fight, I provide, leaving blood on the pavement. If you're up against me, then you better be praying, cause I'll keep punching till my knuckles start breaking. I'll keep going through the blood that I'm tasting. I won't stop till they've all seen greatness. The battle for my world just started, I've been waiting. Villains and heroes, only time will tell who will win and who will fail. Villains and heroes, no there ain't no one else. Pick a side by yourself. Today is the day, don't waste any time. Know it's time to make a change. Up in your mind, rearrange. Start thinking you're the hero headed out on your way. There's gonna be good times and bad times. That's alright, just stay on the line. Cause in life we all got a different mission, but the good guy always wins, that's a given. If you stay committed, you stay driven, you'll be looking down the barrel of completing your mission. Ignition, light the flame, get the fire and you listen. Take these words deep, cause this is real, ain't no fiction. You don't need drugs, help any prescription. Just persistence and energy can win any competition. So keep fighting, facing any opposition, and be the hero in a story you yourself have written. Villains and heroes, only time will tell who will win and who will fail. Villains and heroes, no there ain't no one else. Pick a side by yourself. Till I collapse, I'll be moving too fast. Got my foot up on the gas, full throttle till I crash. I'm back with a vengeance, you gon' see me end this. I will be ascending, I don't ever slack. I got my eyes on a prize, what I see for my life. I don't float, no I fly, do or die. Cause you gotta do or die, there ain't no compromise. Get ready for a fight. Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dye the ground with some stray blood? I just wanna find out my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning. Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? Do you want it bad? I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. I'll fight till I collapse. My energy is unmatched. I don't get tired, no I don't get gas. I'm back, still working to surpass. Everybody getting past, on my way up fast. No flap. So watch out for me now. Everybody in this town will be looking at my crown. I got my knuckles all wrapped, blood drips from the scabs, bloody fists from the jabs. Do you wanna see what you're made of? What if there was no one to save us? Would you leave it all on the pavement? Would you dye the ground with some stray blood? I just wanna find out my limits. I'ma put everything in it. I'm in this life to win it, and this is just the beginning. Do you want it bad?
Alrighty, guys, so that is the last of it. We're on the last road now.
I'll fight till I collapse.
Let's see.
I'll fight till I collapse.
This entire area. Yeah, I'm not convinced this bit is going to grow, to be honest, but we'll seed it anyway, and we'll yeah, we'll see what happens once it grows. But yeah, that is it's not too bad. It's sort of doing what we kind of need it to do. I had a little problem with the headlands, in so much as they weren't like continuous. I wasn't able to just drive all the way around the headlands. I had to kind of do each side individually, which is a bit annoying. So I think there's maybe some tweaks I need to make somewhere. Have to watch the tutorial or something about how to do that. I don't know if this is taking any seed out. Seed consumption was really low. It's good. We seeded that whole field, and it was sure that's not seeded. Right, let me just try and sort that out a sec. Need to do perhaps. Get that going. And see if that's far enough over. Get it seeded, because some of this is going to be our land. Guess we should have come in a little bit. Should be doing it now. Yeah, we'll just run up this. But yeah, seed consumption was really low. We put 1,050 litres of seed in there, because that was the amount of a pallet. We're down to 788. So really, really not bad consumption altogether. I think it'll be fine. I do sort of still feel like maybe I should have made this field a little bit bigger, but just a little cash kind of revenue generator, really. So I don't think it's much to worry about. But yeah, about the GPS, I'll have to kind of do some digging, because in my mind, when I put the headlands in, I assumed that it would just kind of give a continuous loop so that you could just drive all of the headlands in one pass. But it didn't do that. It put really sharp corners in. I mean, that might just be me misunderstanding how it works, or I did assume that we'd be able to just drive all of the headlands, but it's all right. But yeah, it's a late one to finish tonight, so it's 6:30 now. Cool. There we go. So let's fold that up. Well, not drive over that. I was just going to drive back down there. Drive back down this way. Now, we are getting a needs lime needs lime warning. And a needs rolling warning. We don't currently have a roller. We will check the store in a sec to see if a roller is available. I'm pretty sure it's not, but we will check nonetheless. Right, so let's have a quick browse. What we got? All the same stuff. Pretty much the same. That is cool, but I think that would be an absolute nightmare to actually use. Yeah, nothing major going on here. The cultivator, not a whole heap of anything going on, but that is a-okay. Cool, so that is going to do us for this episode, I reckon. Let's just check on our productions real quick. Come on, buddy. All Right, so in our sawmill, we've still got 65,000 litres of wood processing through. So we will be primed to fill this up again soon. We've still got 38,356 litres of grass going through our smaller fermenting silo, and then our large fermenting silo, we've got 162,000 litres in silage in storage and 929,000 litres of grass still to go through. So we are sitting pretty. We've got about 35 grand's worth of silage sitting in storage, 2 grand's worth of beams, and that's about it of note. We've got wood chips, have to deliver those manually for sale, so at the moment we don't currently have a way of transporting those, but you know, I think it's fine. So that is going to do us for this one, guys. I hope you have enjoyed it. It's been a fairly productive one. We've obviously managed to get our first field in the ground. What I will do, actually, just to answer the burning question, where's the field? Here, somewhere there. Yeah, so it actually doesn't tell me the acreage. It's got the land area, 65.61 acres. It doesn't tell me the field acreage, but that's fine. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, that's going to do us for this one, guys. So it's been a productive one. We've got our first crop in the ground. It is grass. But next episode out in the month of November, we will sort of mark out the lines for our rest of our fields. What I'm thinking is, let me just go on the map real quick. What I'm thinking is probably a big-ish field that will come this way, rectangular, and then probably 3 smaller fields that will fit here. 1, 2, 3. That should give us enough to be going on with. But yeah, if you've enjoyed it, guys, hit the like button. Do subscribe if you're not already, if you're enjoying the content, and leave me any thoughts, feedback, tips, tricks, comments, whatever you like down below. We'll catch you in the next episode. Take care.